Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Sharat King. Hey, Blessed One. Official D Spot. Hey, what is it? Big Blue Brother. How are you? How are all you guys doing? Pray you guys are doing well. Um, y'all. So my location for recording or going live has changed. Um, and I kid you not, right before I hit the live button, someone started cutting grass. So you can hear it possibly in the background. Hopefully my earphones do what they're supposed to do. But if they don't, hey, peace, love. Hey, Miss T. Hey, pretty chocolate girl. Thank you. Pray everyone is doing okay. It definitely feels different to be back on camera. And before you guys live, I my intended goal. Tell me first off, can you guys hear me? Is that lawnmower um, aggravating? Because there's nothing I can do about it. It's actually the city that's doing it, so it's not like I can run outside and go, "Hey, stop! I'm doing a live." Thank you, and thank you for sharing me out. So is the lawnmower super loud? Thank you. Trying to let it grow on out. Thank you. Okay. Um, so no one responded. So hopefully the lawnmower isn't drowning me out. I'm going to get right to it, and others can catch it on the replay. That way, it's not so long. But today's title is "The Time Is Now." Welcome to 2022 with Iseashia. Where have I been, and where am I going? Thank you, D Spot. So, as you guys know, hey, Sharon. Hey, beautiful. As you guys know, in August, I took a sabbatical. As I stated in the description, what I thought was going to be a sabbatical. And I was very intentional about doing it in August because um, some of you know, hey, Lady Dimples, that I lost my best friend, my brother, the year before that, on August the 31st. And his birthday is also August the 27th. So I took last year August off as a sabbatical, not just from YouTube, but social media in general. That's what I was gonna do. Hey, girl, don't get me started. Thank you, God. Um, thank you, God. Um, Peace, love, let me go now. Girl, if only y'all knew. And I guess that's what we're here to talk about. So in August, I took that time off thinking, okay, I'm gonna take this break and I'm gonna come back in September refreshed, ready to go. Well, that's not the plan that God had for me. Hey, clouds. Um, August 18th, I caught um, that lovely thing that kept us in the house for these last 2 years. And I caught it pretty bad. There were days that I just didn't know if I was going to see the next day. And I'm going to be honest, there were days that I didn't care if I saw the next day. That's how bad it is. Excuse my dogs too, because um, my new recording locations is with them. So we're going to have to figure something out because I can't stand a lot of background noise. Maestro, hush. Sorry, y'all. Now, if they were in here with me, they would sit down, but I can't do it. I would be too distracted. Um, and so August 18th, I caught that that morning after I woke up and found out that my aunt, by my previous marriage, but still my aunt, we were still in contact with each other, talk with each other monthly, someone I love dearly. She had caught it and she passed away from it. And I'm trying to keep a timeline for you. Later that week or the next week, I also found out that my cousin um, not only had it, but passed away from it, and we're the same age, and she left behind a minor. Um, and then August the 27th rolls around, my best friend's birthday. Hey, pretty saucy. Um, it's great to see you. Thank you. Um, and then August 31st rolls around, the 1 year anniversary. And I find out that his best friend, um, and I'll just leave it at his best friend, took his life, didn't want to live any longer without him being here. And that was hard for me. It was so hard for me because we were supposed to get through this together. And for whatever reason, he just didn't want to go on anymore. And so that was hard. In this process, my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law were also battling with it. And my mother-in-law ended up being hospitalized. And thank God she had the opportunity to come home and we got to love on her. And she passed away 3 days later. So September 12th, my mother-in-law passed away. But God gave me the strength to honor my word to her that I would never put her in a, hey, so that I would never put her in a that I would make sure that she never went to a nursing home or anything like that. And even in my being sick, crazy enough, I'll never forget the night that she came home. My daughter's home health aide said, "Are you sure your breathing is okay? Are you sure you can do this?" And I said, "Yeah, I promised her that." And I went over there, labored breathing, high blood pressure that weekend. I don't even have high blood pressure, really high numbers, but I was able to do it. And that Sunday, God called my mother-in-law home. And so I'm so grateful that God allowed me the strength to honor my word to her. September the 17th, I then find out I have pneumonia. So at this point, I'm not only trying to recover from that thing that kept us in the house for 2 years, but now I have pneumonia. So I go through a round of antibiotics, and so I think I'm on the road to recovery and things get better. But I'm still having difficulty with breathing. I'm still having difficulty with energy, and I'm just tired. And so at that point, I'm referred to a pulmonary specialist. I get there, and it's there that I find out I have long haulers, which is the result of catching the virus. And the pulmonologist wants to do a sleep study. So in doing the sleep study, they find that at night my O2 levels drop. So they want to do another sleep study to see if that was just a fluke and the part of the machine came off. Y'all, I'm so sorry for this background noise. That was not planned at all. Um, but to make sure that things happened the way that they were supposed to happen. Well, I did the sleep study again, and it still showed that my O2 levels drop at night. So that meant I had to go on oxygen at night. But that's okay because in my mind, God had kept me thus far. And crazy enough, I had dealt with oxygen with my little brother when he was younger. I had dealt with. Oh, thank you so much, peace. Hey, Gordo Poppy. I had dealt with oxygen with my mother-in-law. So oxygen wasn't foreign to me and how to use it. It was just foreign for me because that's not the route that I thought that I would have to take for my life. So that's October, November when all of that comes out, streaks on my lung and all of that. So we get to December, and by December, I'm still tired, but I'm feeling like things are gonna get on the up and up. And then on Christmas, I was like sick. It was a sick. It was a type of sick that made me wonder, like, do I have this again? What is wrong? Like with it, every time I felt like I may be on what is it the incline, something would happen that will cause me to decline again. So in December, Christmas, I had pneumonia again. BL, hey my boo. Um, and so trying to keep my spirits high. At that point, hey cousin. At that time, I had tried to. I was like, I'm gonna just take this time away still from social media and just try to focus on me. Thank you, BL. And still try to focus on me. And I did pretty good. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait till I'm better, and then I'm gonna come back to YouTube. And um, so that was around January. February, the beginning of February, I'm actually missing something and I can't. Oh, January started having chest issues, like more than just the labor breathing, but my chest was like hurting. It felt like something was sitting on my chest. So I had to go and actually go to the ER for the first time. Now, thankfully, throughout all of this, I was never in the hospital. I was able to manage myself at home. Oh, thank you, BL. And I know that that's because God, um, just the path that I've been on in life, and learning how to listen to my body, I truly was able to get through this. And I just know that it was God. So I'm grateful for that. Even that experience of having to go to the hospital, it just simply showed the inflammation was still in my body, but I didn't have any signs of a heart attack. Um, and I was to be followed up by my neurosurgeon, which I was in fact followed up by my neurosurgeon. Um, and there, hold up, I'm skipping around. I'm sorry, let's go back to February. So February started, and one night I was woken up, awakened to a dream, by a dream rather, and it was a dream regarding my son, and it startled me, and I began to pray for my son, only to hit Facebook and see my dad posting, pray for my daughter, saying my sister's name. My oldest grandson has been killed. So I was just truthfully taken aback because I just like all of it happened like literally me getting done praying for my son in the dream and then hitting um, just the Facebook app until I fall back to sleep, only to see that. So I immediately called my father, and he clarified what went on. And if anybody lives in Memphis, then you kind of know what happened. My nephew was 16. Hey, Light Bright, my Southern sis, thank you. Um, and so I had to help my sister through that process. And I will say, walking through that process with my sister was bittersweet, yet beautiful and heartbreaking all at the same time. And I can't explain it. Like I just remember even when I left the services, like I'm just speechless. Like I really don't have any words. All I know to do as an auntie is to see things through, and to continue to uplift my sister as she goes through this, because I just can't um, imagine. I know the hurt that I feel as an aunt, so I can only imagine the hurt that she's feeling. So after that, I go to see my neurosurgeon, who then says to me, I need to go to a pain specialist. Um, Thank you so much, Mo. who then says to me, we need to send you to a pain specialist. I go to the pain specialist, and it's there that, like, just last week, I had to have a whole body bone scan. Um, and that was scary for me. Like, even the sign in the hospital saying nuclear medicine, and it was just like, what is this? Because keep in mind, um, my mom was 39 when she was first diagnosed with breast cancer. My mom was 57 when she passed away. I'm 44, and I prayed to live to be my grandmother's age of 94, or greater, or my mother-in-law's age, 92 or greater. I want to be around for my children and my children's children, and even if I can get some great grandchildren in, I want to be around for that. And so I went through that process, only for them to come back with, I have a degenerative, oh my God, something disorder. But I have to go through further blood testing to find out exactly what it is. So, with all of that, and me trying to still be a mom, still keep my spirits up, not have my children afraid because I don't want them scared, while all the time I'm scared, but I don't want them afraid, because even in my fear, it's not leaving here. Like I know what's on the other side. I know what I believe is on the other side, and no one can make me think different. So I'm okay with that part of life. It's just that I'm not, in the words of my mother-in-law, I'm making preparations, but I'm not ready to go. Um, and so I'm doing the things that I have to do to make sure that I stay as healthy as I can be. I'm adding the supplements that I can add to my life to help. I'm seeking out all sorts of natural paths. I've even, truthfully, I have a CBD regimen that works. The problem is it only lasts 2 to 3 hours, but it definitely works. So I can do what I can do within those 2 to 3 hours. I will be doing aquatic therapy, which is basically, um, what is it, aqua aerobics or something like that, just to get me going again. I'm also a part of a post COVID program. Um, didn't mean to say the word. Hopefully they don't. Yeah. Also part of a post vet program, therapy program that helps me get back on my feet. I was actually supposed to be in Jamaica this week. A little down about that. The oxygen wasn't going to prevent that from happening. The breathing treatments wasn't going to prevent that from happening. Those were all things that I could still take with me. However, I had a cousin to get married December the 31st in Senegal. One of my cousins and her husband went from here, and one of, well, two of my cousins and my uncle ended up catching the thing while they were there, and they weren't allowed back in the United States. And because my youngest daughter has autism, I couldn't take that chance. We as a couple couldn't take that chance of being out of the States and not being able to get to her. We didn't have a contingency plan for that. We had a plan to go, but we didn't have a contingency plan. So that's okay. We'll get, the travel agency was gracious enough to refund the money, and we'll get to go on a trip together at some point. Thank you, blessed one. Thank you. And I didn't share any of this for sympathy, okay? I literally shared it just because I want y'all to know where I've been, why I hadn't been live. Um, it's been a lot going on. Um, but at the same time, um, another reason I stayed away is because I didn't want y'all to go through that with me. Y'all know that I am transparent. It's who I am. I'm never going to change that. Some like it, some don't. It is what it is, but I'm not going to change that part about me. And if I'm down, I don't want to be on here down. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if I can't encourage, motivate, uplift, I don't want to be doing it. Um, and some may say, "Oh, well, I've seen you in the chat do this." The chat and me on here is two different things. And if I say something, trust me, it's warranted. Um, with that being said, let me continue. Um, I just didn't want to bring you guys down, but also I had no certainty. Like even now, I still don't have certainty. I don't know when I'll take these blood tests. I don't know what these blood tests are going to come back and say. I don't know. At this point, they're testing me for the the blood test should should show if there's some sort of um, deficiency that's causing this, and I can't think of the name, y'all, but whatever it is, the hey, Lady Nika, I'm glad you're back, and my prayers are to you always. Oh, thank you so much, thank you so much. Um, I don't know what they're gonna come back and say. What I do know is that whatever it is, God has brought me too far to leave me. You feel me? Like He's never left me. He's never let me down. Even in my lowest moments, I know that He's been right here with me, um, watching me, carrying me through. And for that, I am forever grateful. So, the other part is, where is my channel going? I don't know if you guys notice. I'm sorry. Mo says, I take breaks often when I'm down. I don't want to put that energy, that's it, out there. So I totally understand. Thank you, Mo. That's it. Like, if I can't spread positivity from this platform, I'd just rather not hit the live button. And there has been times that, you know, a time or two where I've had to address something different. God is good. Um, but literally it's been a time that they're few and far between, just because truthfully, y'all, that stuff is exhausting. So yeah. um and I'm not saying that like I'm above anybody. I just know what makes me tired. You feel me? And at the end of the day, I still got a little girl that's 10, nonverbal, that has become hormonal, that has an attitude every now and then. Yes, she's nonverbal, but them eyes are speaking to me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she's trying to get me locked up. Y'all, yet pray for me in that area. But that is a good transition to where my channel is going. When I started this road, one of the things that was near and dear to my heart was autism. Not just autism, but autism in the Black community, um, and other developmental different abilities in the Black community, because we don't get that information. I've sat on too many councils. I've gone through too many IEP meetings. I've sat under the best tutelage to not share that information with others. I've heard the things that Dr. Umar Johnson spews, and I know that God placed me here to share the proper, correct information with those who need it. I don't have to have a chat of 100 or two or three or even 1,000. If it's two people, and I can give them the information needed to go into an IEP meeting and get what their child needs in a different state, in the same state, then I feel I've done what I'm supposed to do. I thought I would bring my child. I don't want to miscome. As Cloud says, I'm like that too. When I'm down, I don't want to make others feel that way. Exactly. I've had so many people, like reach out to me via text or phone call, and I don't answer, and I hate for them to take it personal, because it's not personal. It's just that that's all I know how to do. It's kind of like how a turtle goes into its shell to protect themselves. So it's not just me trying to protect me, but it's me trying to protect others too. It's not just me being selfish and I want to be to myself. No, I don't want to harm anybody else. I don't want to put what I'm going through off on anybody else. Um, in comparison, the mess doesn't matter. Absolute fact. And so, one of the things that I said I would do was like show different interactions with myself and my daughter and how we communicate. After communicating, one, with my husband, but two, seeing how things happen on this platform, I can't bring my daughter here. One, I don't feel I have the right to infringe upon her privacy in that way. Two, unlike God, and I thank God for Jesus, I'm not willing to make my daughter a sacrificial lamb for the autism community. I'll be one as a mother, and I'll share all of the knowledge I have. But I've seen the hate that can be spewed on this application, and my baby doesn't deserve that. And I also know her mama. And so, in order for me to stay professional, it's best I just keep her off of him. Um, and mine, um, peace, love says I understand them the same exact way. And so, and I also know her daddy, and her daddy is like, mm, mm, yeah. So I'm gonna keep her off of here. I did have membership. I've stopped membership. You may see the membership button. Please do not touch it or subscribe to it. I'm trying to figure out how to cut it off. Because at one point I was like, well, you know what? I'll do the things with my daughter behind the membership wall. No, there's no behind the membership wall. If people want it bad enough, they'll do what they have to do to get it. And again, I don't want to infringe upon my daughter's privacy. Will there be things that I do? Yeah, I doubt if they'll ever be alive with her because I can't um, predict everything that'll happen. But will I do uploads showing like how we communicate, our schedules? Yes. Will I do lives talking about not just autism, but intellectual disabilities, formerly known as mental retardation? It was changed in 2013. Um, ADHD, um, just just the rights of those with different abilities, the educational. Will I do that? Absolutely, because I feel that it's my duty. Like God didn't allow me to get that information just for me to hold it in for my child and my child alone. And I'll do a lot of that in April. I will say, last April I was just in this funk when it came to autism. April is World Autism Month, and it's like I don't feel like going in hell. I have autism every day in my house, but I'm in a better space, and we're gonna have some of the conversations. Um, because it's easy to get irritated. You know, some people think that this autism journey is a cool thing. And all I can say is I wouldn't, I'm not, and you can spin it any way that you want to. But there are plenty of people that say, I wouldn't change my child for a thing in the world. I'm not that parent. If there was a cure for autism, I would take my child to it. Now, granted, chelation is not one of them, so please don't flood my inbox with that. No, not that extreme. But if there was something that would help my daughter to be able to communicate, to say, Mama, my leg hurt, Mama, my stomach hurt, just the basics of life, yes, I would give it to her because I just want, I feel she deserves that. And we've been working on that since she was a baby. And that's one thing we hadn't got yet. However, there are so many things that she has accomplished. There are so many goals that we've put for her, and she's just maxed them out just like that. Her memory, impeccable. The system that we use for her to communicate, Lamps Words for Life, is totally based on motor planning, and she's got that down pat. Peace Love says, I think it's a good path you've chosen. We need to see more moms who look like us to share and educate. Yeah. And there are some days, y'all. So my daughter's a neurologist, and I don't know if you guys know this, but children can use CBD as long as it doesn't have THC, and as long as you have a doctor's. Hey, Katrina. As long as you have a doctor's with doctor's guidance, of course. So talked to my daughter's neurologist about trying CBD. And mind you, Aisha was researching CBD back in 2013 when it wasn't cool. Aisha was looking and learning and doing um, uh, what do you call it? Brown bags on those type of conversations long before it became okay in the eyes of others, and especially for children, because in other parts of the United States it was already being used for children. The South is always kind of the last to get on board. Even right now in Tennessee, for the life of me, I cannot understand how weed has been um, but and I'm just talking about regular weed, for medicinal purposes, has been approved in Arkansas and Mississippi, and not Tennessee. I'm baffled by that. Nobody could have told me Mississippi would have done it before Tennessee, and Mississippi has done it before Tennessee. So I'm just yet like baffled by that. But the South is we're kind of slow to get the information, get to rocking, get to rolling. So one day I went to the farmer's market, and there is a business called uh, T- I'm sorry, Tennessee Roots CBD. Y'all, that morning my baby was up in rare form, and I just didn't know what to do. I went to the farmer's market, and I was talking to the lady that owns I think it's Tennessee CBD. I'll have to get the right name. But anyway, she stated that, oh, thank you, Kizzy. Thank you so much. Um, that I just went. And when I got there, I literally was shaking. That's how bad my daughter's behavior was that morning. Like, there was no consoling her. And again, she's like I said, she's getting hormonal. And y'all know how that go. I mean, I try to give her a little grace because I'm hormonal as well. And then just trying to still figure out what our balance is. And so I got there, y'all. I was literally shaking, and I was like, I'm just looking for something for my baby. Just Blaze, hey sis, um, thank you. And she could see my face. One thing about me, when I'm mad, the best way to tell if Aisha is really pissed is to look at my cheeks. They get red. I mean, they get red. And I was literally just shaking. And she said to me, um, thank you, Sora. I appreciate that. She said to me, um, come here. She gave me a hug. Then she gave me some Skittles. She said, take one of these. And the Skittle worked. I kid you not, within about the first 2 minutes, really wasn't even that long. And then she sent me home with this huge packet and was like, try this, try this, try this, try this. And the lady didn't charge me a dime. But there were things in there, with, again, the permission of my daughter's neurologist, that we were able to implement to help just calm her down. I'll never forget when she was little and we took her to the neurologist. The neurologist came in, and this was the first time this particular neurologist saw her. And she was like, oh, she has enough energy for 5 kids, ma'am. That's why we're here to see you. Like, I didn't. We know that we live with her. That's why we came to see you. Um, and so that energy, yeah, she's just gotten bigger. It's still there. And as a mom, you struggle with putting your child on any type of medicine, or no, not just as a mom. Let's be real. As a black mother, I struggle with putting my child on medication because we're taught that's not what we do. So it has been a journey, and I a journey where I have learned that I can't worry about what other people say. Hey sister, I can't worry about what other people say. I have to do what's best for us. My daughter with hair combing, uh, my daughter gets her hair combed probably twice a month. And I know y'all like, oh my gosh, you're so trifling. Keep your trifling comments to yourself. As long as it's clean, as long as she presentable, it's all good. Amen. Amen. But it took me a long time to learn that. It took me a long time to understand. I remember even when I was younger, like I would see other people's children, I'm like, oh my God, they need to whoop him. They need to whoop her. They need to do this. I quickly learned to shut up. God showed me with my own to be quiet. I'll never forget a picture that I posted of us on Facebook, and it was in the winter, and she chose to dress herself. This was her younger self, much younger, and she wanted on a tank top. And she was just so happy, and I kept trying to put on something else, and she was irritated and angry, and we had to get to the doctor's office. So I let her wear that tank top. She had on a coat, so for me, it didn't matter. And I took a picture, and I literally posted it on my Facebook because I had on a leather jacket, a scarf, and all that. And she had took her jacket off when we got in there. She's also hot natured like her father. And I posted the picture not because, again, I wanted any type of sympathy, but it was to let other people know, hey, I used to be that person that will look at somebody and say, oh, they need to do this, they need to do that. And then I realized you don't know what nobody's struggle is at the house. You don't know what it is that they're truly going through with that child. So when it comes to other people's children, I keep my mouth closed because you just don't know. When I posted, someone could easily look at me and say, how dare her? She got that baby out here in a tank top and she fully dressed with a sweater and a. No, I didn't have that baby out there in anything. That's the baby chose and that baby wasn't going and we had to get to this appointment. So that was a little drift off. But those are the conversations that I want to be able to have. And then I want to be able to still be free to talk about anything. I don't know if you guys remember when I first came to YouTube and I have a video saying, YouTube, what is my niche? I don't want to be put in a box. I don't want to be confined just to autism. Hey, Slim too. I don't want to be confined just to autism. I don't want to be confined just to um, providing information. I don't want to be confined to anything. I want to be able to be free because that's just who I am. I want to be able to talk about the things that I want to talk about. Um, because one thing for sure that I've come to learn is my opinion doesn't always go with the majority. And I'm okay with it. That's been me my entire life. I'm okay with it. I'm not intentional about trying to go against the grain. It's just I see things differently sometimes. And sometimes it's because of the experiences that I've had in life. Sometimes it's just because I don't know. It's just how my brain works, and me and my brain have become good with each other. There was a time that I wasn't good with my brain. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that makes sense, but there was a time that I just didn't understand how my brain worked. But once I understood that that God created me how He created me, He gave me the brain that He gave me. Even with the Arnold Chiari and having to have those two brain decompression surgeries, the fact that the running joke is my brain is too big for my head, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's just who God created me to be. And so I don't have an issue with walking in that. There are some pieces to this that I still want to address, and that is, I've always said to you guys, I am perfectly imperfect. I don't think I'm perfect. I've also said that I don't even like saying I'm a Christian. But I do believe in the triune God. I believe in God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Because when you get to labeling things, hey, moving right along, when you get to labeling things, it puts you in a box. And I just refuse to be put in anybody's box. Um, so, when asked what sector do you come from, I still don't know. I know where I've been. I can say that I think I've established, um, what is it? I want to make sure I say this correctly. I love the way Almond Brown says it. I'm how does she say it? Is it I'm in the beef sector, but not of the beef sector? And I think that's how she says it or words it. But I'm not with the beef. Like I ain't finna be arguing with nobody. I just yeah. Um, and if I do, it's because truthfully something really pissed me off. I'm gonna express how I feel. That's for sure. But when it comes to just exerting my energy, nah. Um, but I'm from wherever is gonna just allow me to be me, and that's it. The topics will be varying topics. Um, whatever comes, what is it? Whatever comes, what may. Whatever the way the wind blows. That's the beauty of me being able to hit a live button on a channel that is mine. I can, hey babe, I can go live and yeah, and talk about what I want to talk about. Um, one thing I'm probably not gonna talk about is what everybody else is talking about right now. And hey, Joanna, um, thank you. Okay, just Blaze. That's the best way to put it. I'm good in every hood. Y'all, you just don't know. The coloring sector, the folk from the Philippines, the fishing sector. I'm not even joking about that. The cooking sector, baking sector, mommies. I'm everywhere. Hey, bench. I'm everywhere and I'm okay with that. Right. Moving right along, you couldn't tell me. My husband is actually in the chat. Thank you, babe. My husband is in the chat, but baby, that Lorenzo Wright trial. I need y'all to know your girl was. I reported for jury duty every day, and I wasn't even on jury duty. Do you understand? When court was supposed to start at 9:30, I was in the chat at 9:30, and I knew that I would be there from 9 to 5. I went to lunch when the judge said we could go to lunch. I went to break when the judge said we could go to break. I was not about to miss a piece of that trial. It was just that important to me. That's the other thing. November, Young Dolph. When Young Dolph passed, moving right along, you better tell him, baby, Aisha was in there windmilling them folks. Ooh, how I'm windmilling in the court sector. But hey, gotta do what I gotta do. I'm gonna hold my own. I'm gonna speak my opinion. Some gonna like it most times. Some ain't, but it is what it is. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. Who gonna shut me up? Matter of fact, let me show y'all my love, cause I know sometimes people like to porn bomb. You feel me? I wish I would. I say what I gotta say, and it's that on that. You can like it, you can love it, you can hate it, but I'm gonna say what I gotta say. That's just it is what it is. Um, now I don't just go soliciting my unwanted opinion, but if it's an open forum and I can talk, damn it, I'm gonna talk. That's what my ends and U's came from in conduct. Um, moving right along. Ooh, I don't know what movie that was. It was like they almost had me, but I held my own. Like watch yourself. And I tell people all the time. I started out with this. Like go back to my earlier videos. Great Lake Tupac. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. Like yo, no, mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. But Young Dolph, it would have been so easy for me to cover that one because truthfully, he's someone that I knew. Um, he's someone that I watched go from a barber to a person who was doing shows and having to count his money because of the bank location that I was working in to um, seeing him literally record videos right in front of my house. Um, he's a part of my neighborhood. He is a staple of my neighborhood. And his death was really hard on me. It was the day after my birthday. Um, not only that, it was one of those things where, yeah, it was a case, and it's still a case that one can report on and blow up overnight. But anybody in Memphis in their right mind that live where I live wouldn't dare touch that case. Um, just for the simple fact of knowing the history, knowing the city, and knowing it's just not safe. So if I wanted to blow up, I could have easily blown up just off that case alone and still by following it. But nothing is worth me putting my family in danger. Nothing is worth me um, putting my morals, my values on the line. That really affected me more than you know. I did one short, one, and that was when he was still laid out there, and I was frustrated that they hadn't cleaned his body up. Even that I took down. So for me, it's never about the clout chase. For me, it's never about the coins. It's about what I feel led to do. The best way I can honor and respect young Dolph is to continue to pour into the kids of our neighborhood, is to continue to pour into the kids in our city, is to continue to ensure that my young boys, or my young men, shall I say, are headed on a path uh, to greatness, um, and that they aren't uh, on the street or about that street life. Um, that's how I can honor him. Um, and so, yeah, I can continue to support Key Glock, uh, even in my old age. Um, I can, that's how I can do it. But to just put out content about him, knowing that I would be risking my life, my children's lives, our home life, because we're just that close to it, it's not worth the blow up. And so, if anything, as I come to a close in my Baptist preacher voice, um, I pray that you guys know that my time here isn't about money. Do I want to make money? Absolutely. I'm a mom. Um, ooh, moving right along, I almost got petty. I almost said I'm a mother, I'm an author, and I'm a wife. But that's not cool right now. Still too soon. Still too soon. Lorenzo writes. Yeah, I'm still a little hot about that case, y'all. I suggest y'all look at it. I'm really pissed about it. I just feel like his wife got away with murder, and see, and I'm in a city where the scab on that is, or the wound is so close to healing that that's the case that I could have covered. So I don't know if it makes sense to y'all, but yeah. Um, and then not knowing what was going to happen to my nephew, and then what happened to my nephew, I know that God kept me. And that's the best way I can say it. I know that God protected me when He said don't. And I'm so glad that I listened. And I'm just so glad that I don't, that I love my family enough. I don't know if that makes sense, to put them first. Oh, yeah, she definitely got away with murder. Yep, bench, bench, bench. And to find out, baby, to find out, I'm going to just give y'all this one piece. So Lorenzo Wright's wife, ex-wife, pled guilty to the charge of facilitation of murder, which carried a 9 to 30 year sentence. I want to say some are saying a 7 to 30 year. I'm not uh, really sure, but she pled guilty. She goes up for parole in 2026. During this trial, we found out that she shot him. She was there when he died. She not only did that, but she literally typed in the search bar when his murder weapon was found, and they had wiretaps on her phone and all that. The police did a little fishing. That's the best way to say it. And she typed something to the tune of, "Will fingerprints? How long does fingerprints stay on a gun? Can you find fingerprints on a gun that's been underwater for 7 years? Um, can a gun underwater?" Like so many things that just said guilty, guilty, guilty. But the sad part about it was she had already pled guilty to not killing him, like to something that for just orchestrating it. And so they can't go back and charge her for his death because that's double jeopardy. So she definitely got away with murder. Um, and it sucks. It sucks. Lorenzo was think, I think it's at 6'11", 250 pounds. And when they found his body 9 days from the date of um, him being murdered, he was 57 pounds. He was nothing but bones. Um, and it's so much to that story. So much to that story. So yeah. Um, Definitely want to go check out if you're a true crime person. Because not only that, she married twice since him. She dated some other guys. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the unfortunate thing is there was some domestic abuse in there, and the children um, support their mom. And so, just as much as his mom is going to be at the parole hearing, know that his 6 children will be there to support their mom. So, we'll never know how that will go. Um, are related to them. Are you asking, am I related? No. Um, not not at all. Let's see what else. Y'all, I have literally been talking for 52 minutes. Did not think I could do that. I want to drop the link, but um, I don't know. I don't have. Is there anything anybody would like to come up and say? Otherwise, I'm gonna just get off. I'm not related. No, it's just that he was a local hometown guy, just like Dolph. Cool. Um, Actually, I can't even compare him to Dolph because Dolph was a little different. Um, will I have a true crime segment? I don't know. I definitely know that I'm going to do a color in apathy. It's going to be called Art in Apathy. Um, I'm going to do that because I had to learn apathy within this time. I am one that um, I care about others a lot, um, sometimes to the detriment of myself. And so I had to learn. Thank you, Benj. I had to learn how not to care about some things. And I know that may sound like what, but I truly had to learn how not to care about some things in order to protect me, in order for me to make it through survival. I find it funny because I hit D Spot's live stream a couple months ago, and he was like, "You've changed a lot. I remember when you first came on here, how you were being. Now you just kind of like whatever, basically." And yeah, I'm just kind of like I'm learning how to be that way. And don't get me wrong, it's not super easy because it's not who I am, but it's what I need for this next phase of my life. So I'm working on learning apathy. But there are still people that I keep in my prayers, especially when I know things happen. Right now, I have Chanel in my prayers. When I say I'm going to pray for you, I'm not just saying, "Oh, I'm going to pray for you," and I let it go. No, if I said to you, "I'm going to pray for you," know that in that moment, I prayed for you because I don't trust my brain enough to remember to do it later. So know that in that moment, I've done it. Brian, he's in my prayers. Not just because I know what it's like to lose a nephew, and not just because I know what it's like to lose a mom, but because I know it hurts. Um, Peace Love says, I noticed that you're good at dissecting cases. Just in our talks, I can tell you enjoy learning all sides of a story to determine your position. I do. Um, I do. Like, and I think I don't know where I get that from. Like, I just think it's imperative to go to things with an open mind, to go to things with an open mind. Um, and some even despite your gut, because like I will say in the Lorenzen Wright case, the very first interview his wife did, my husband can tell you, I said, oh, that she knows something. She lying. She knows something. And lo and behold, I didn't think it was to this degree. Um, Typically, like my discernment will give me, um, how can I say it, will warn me, but I still try to see the best in everybody. I try to see the best in people until they show me different. But when they show me different, God is still working on me. I'm a work in progress. And especially when it's hurting others. Like people can hurt me. That's the crazy part. And I'll be like, whatever. It is what it is. But when I see people continuously hurting others, that ish irks me. Even growing up, I couldn't stand a bully. Like I would be the person that hop in front of somebody because I could not stand the bully. Right down to if it meant I had to fight a boy, baby, it was about to go down. We're not gonna do this bullying stuff. Um, Bench says apathy is an element of self-preservation. Absolutely, and that's what I'm trying to learn. Um, because in this last season, the crazy part is I didn't have anything to give. Um, God forced me to lay down. Um, and it was just what I needed. He forced me to lay down, and it's what I needed more than anything. And so, as rough as this time has been, even with the losses, y'all, I count it all joy. Even now, God is still good. Even now, God is still able. I'm a firm believer of what you put out, you get back. It doesn't matter what you believe, who you believe in, whether it be the universe, Mother Earth, or God Himself. That is one element that stays the same. You reap what you sow. If you sow love, you're gonna reach love. If you sow deceit, you if you sow love, you're going to receive love. If you sow deceit, you're going to receive deceit. If you sow hate, you're going to receive hate. It just, that's how it works, period. Like that system applies everywhere. And so I try my best to, to sow love. Like, even though, like, how can I say this? Like, there's one person right now that I think many people know that I'm just like, but guess what? I still don't want nothing bad to happen to that person. Like I don't wish death on anybody. Um, just kind of want the person to. How can I say this? To, to right some wrongs and to be real with themselves. But guess what? Apathy is teaching me that I really should not give a about that because that ain't even my plight. That's not my battle to fight. And so it's a struggle for me. But I'm learning. Keep in mind, like I said, I'm 44 years old. Absolutely, you know who it is. Um, I'm 44 years old, but I hate to see other people hurt. And a lot of people were hurt right down to a business trying to be destroyed. And that Like for me, that just it ain't cool. And to have left and to come back and see things in such a disarray, to see people hurting, it's just not cool. It's just not cool. Um, and there are no excuses for it. We How can I say this? Truthfully, everybody has a story. There's something that everybody's gone through. There's something that everybody is um, enduring. We all wake up to something. Um, it's just how we handle it. And guess what? Everybody is not gonna like I know everybody is not gonna like me. It's okay. I've always been okay with it. I'm not for everybody. It's okay. And everybody isn't for me. It's okay. Like there's nothing wrong with that. That's called life. That's called being an adult and being mature enough to know who's for you and who's not. What's your flavor and what's not. And move on. So yeah. Um Hopefully I gave some clarity um about where my channel is going. Hey Nikki. Um about where my channel is going. I don't want to be put in a box. When it comes to membership, I'm trying to turn it completely off because there's nothing that I want to do behind the gates. Anything that I talk about when it comes to autism, developmental, any form of developmental, different ability, IEPs, y'all, my email address is on here. You can email me some things that you want to know. And, oh, thank you so much. Um, I just came back from a long moment off. Uh, just let me know, and I'm open to talk about all topics. Um, let's see. I've yeah been here. I will say I'm going to try to do shorter lives um, and more uploads. The reason why, as I stated with the uploads, especially if it's something that includes my daughter, is one to ensure camera angle um, and to ensure that I protect her safety, her um, not just her safety, but her privacy. I don't want to invade her privacy. Um, and I think that's about all. April is Autism Awareness Month, so I will have some hopefully panels about that. Oh, so I used to say that this platform is a safe place to have the um, uncomfortable but necessary conversations. So here's the thing, I will do my best to make my platform as safe as possible for pretty much everyone, again, with the exception of one person. Um, and and even there, y'all, I really am praying and asking God to help me with that because I don't want to feel that way about anyone. And when I say that way, it's not a hate, it is a disdain. Um, and I don't know if those words are synonymous with one another. I don't wish ill will. It's just that I don't even need that in my space. I can't trust it. I have trust issues. I've been very open about that. Aisha has mad trust issues. Blame my parents. However, um, yeah, so that's something that I just don't want in my space. But with that said, I can keep my platform as safe as possible, meaning where you won't get attacked or someone won't come for you, but I can't protect what information is disseminated on my platform because people can actually take this video, take it somewhere else, screen record it, do whatever they want to do with it. And so if you notice in my about section, I also took that off. because I want to be a woman of my word, I can't protect the information that's put out. Once it's out, it's out. So I always say, if um, you haven't healed, don't spill. This isn't the platform for it. Every video that I've shared thus far tells a lot about my life, tells a lot about the things that I've gone through. I have a whole video called Sagged and Medicated, so I'm not going to judge anyone for being on any type of medication. Mental health is something that I firmly believe in, and especially with Black women, because we were taught to think that we can take a licking and keep on ticking. We were taught to think that we have to put everybody else before us. We were taught to think that we just have to keep going and going and going. You sleep when you die. No, that's not how life should be. That's not what it's about. And we were taught wrong. Unlearning that is not easy. And so those again are some of the conversations that we will have. So yeah, I think I've rambled on enough. But I wanted to make sure that I put that piece out there, because I've always had this great pride about keeping my platform safe. But I just want you to know what's said on here, I can't protect. I will protect it to the best of my ability. Hey, Miss Doreen, to the best of my ability. But I can't guarantee you that that information won't go anywhere else, because this is a public platform with over, I think it's 30 million plus content creators. And that's not even including all of the subscribers. So, yeah, but I will do what I can do. And Joanna, most definitely, I will always, always, always follow my heart and the spirit that dwells within me. It has not led me astray thus far. So if y'all see me cutting up, let me cut up, okay? I never said I don't cut up. I just said I try not to. You know what I'm saying? God is still working on me. I never said I was perfect. Like, people painted this picture of me that I did not say about myself. Like, they came to that conclusion about me. And you can't be upset with me about the conclusion you made about me. And the other part is, and this is what I leave on, the beauty about life and being an adult and growing is you have the right to change your mind. You have the right to one day wake up and say, you know what? I don't want to not like this person no more. I don't want to be upset with this person no more. You have that right. You have the right want to wake up and say, you know what? I don't believe everything that was taught to me in church no more. You have that right. That is the beauty of life. That is the beauty of being an adult. Hey, CeeLo, it'll still be up. I'm sorry that you missed it. Maestro, hush. Y'all, my dogs swear they some killers, and the minute you get next to them, all they gonna do is hunker down and let you go. Um, oh, just Blaze. That's why man, that's why I appreciate you. You, like, that's on the real. I do. So y'all, my little killers over here has given me enough time. So I am going to get out of their space and get off of here and get into these chats. Um, my plan is to be back. Hey, my son. I pray that your day is going well. Um, I'm going to get off of here. Y'all will definitely see me in some chats, I'm sure. Um, I'll try to go live again before the 31st. And then hopefully I can figure out a lineup or how I will do the month of April. One of the things that I know I do want to do is either a live stream with my husband or an upload with my husband about being an autism dad. We talk about moms. But y'all, since I've been sick, my husband has had to really be both mom and dad. and it's to a little girl. And I don't know if you guys know that, but autism is more prevalent in boys than girls. So we truly have a rare jewel in our home. And it's not often he gets to talk about his perspective. So if he's willing to be open, like I would not, um, what's the word? I would not, thank you, peace. I'm trying. I'm letting it grow for my husband. I had it cut. He said, really? Yeah, babe, really. Um, I had the ends trim, I think sometime in December, and I'm just trying to let it grow out. I hadn't had it straightened in a couple months. Um, she said that's a great idea, Autism Dad. Yeah, and then there's a platform here called Autism Dad, and he has been, man, the way they have, yeah. This all I can say is this application can be extremely hateful, and it seems like it's getting dark. It can be extremely hateful, but there is some good that outweighs the bad, and that's what you have to focus on. Because if you focus on the bad, you won't get done. Hey, blue skies, I'm good. How are you? Um, if you focus on the bad, like you won't you won't get your point across. You won't accomplish what you came here to do. Um, and that's the piece that also kind of got me off track a little bit. Um, was not remembering what I came here to do. And what I came here to do was to disseminate information. Um, and that's the thing, Joanna. Like, I don't want to belong to anyone. I don't know if that makes sense. Um, but I want to be. Well, ain't no I want to. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna go where I want to go. I'm gonna drop down where I want to drop down. I didn't make it, girl. Yes, that's it's Crimson Crush. Um, lip bar. I was looking for the Purple Rain actually, but I couldn't find it. What was I about to say? I don't know. I'm gonna go where I want to go though. That's for sure. Um, and no if ends but about that. Um, yeah, because that's Aisha. That's what she do. And I wasn't born to fit in. I was born to win. So with that being said, I don't try to fit in. It is what it is. Um, you just look good, Aisha. Oh, thanks, peace, love. That's what I'm trying to say. You make your page. Thank you, Joanna. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's it. Like at the end of the day, y'all, like as you can see, the conversation can start off one way and it'll end a totally different way. And if you go back and look at any of my other lives, you will see that's what happened. A lot of times I'll go with the flow of the people that's in my chat. I may have a topic that I want to talk about, and they may want to talk about something else. And I'm open to that. Like, life is hard. It doesn't come with a blueprint. And I get, we got the Bible, what is basic instructions before leaving earth. But you also have the Quran, you also have the Torah. You know what I'm saying? So life in general is hard. What is the schedule for lives? So CeeLo, at this point, I'm not committing to a schedule because of my health. And so just know that I always schedule it. Like if I wake up that day and I feel like I'm gonna go live, I'll try to give at least a 2 hour window. Or even if I know earlier in the day, like today, I kind of knew that I might go live, but I wasn't 100% sure until about 10 o'clock, 10:30, and then it was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do it today. Um, So I don't know. But the beauty is you can always catch it on replay if you are not in the live stream. It's truly okay. I'm just gonna go with the flow of it, and I'm gonna let God be God. I believe we in hell waiting to go back to our maker. This world is crazy. Oh, indeed it is. It is definitely crazy. Um, and so, if more than anything, I just want a place where we can come and talk about the things of this world that is crazy, without being judged. And then when I say without being judged, you won't be judged by me. However, I can't protect what others say. All I can do is keep you safe on this platform, if that makes sense. Yes, go at your own pace. Definitely. Thank you. Just like I said, I read all the holy books and take what resonates. That's it. Resonates with me. The common theme is always love. That part. And if you lead with love, I assure you, that's the best guide, um, to get you to where you want to go. So, with that being said, I want to thank you guys for spending this hour 15 with me. It feels good to be back. Um, I am in a different location. I was kind of worried about how the live stream would go, considering I'm not hardwired to my internet, but it seems to be doing well. So I'm grateful for that. Um, did you say you go wrong? We're trying to say you can't go wrong leading with love. Um, Gotcha. Yeah, you can't go wrong leading with love. Um, and so I'm happy to be back. And I look forward to our many discussions. And again, my email is in the about section. Feel free to email me anything that you will want to talk about. Um, and we can do that. Yeah. And y'all see I still say a lot of ums. I've been working on them since May of 2020. Yeah. Um, as I say, again. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for spending this time with me, y'all. My brain does it. When I tell you I've been making up words, I don't know if that's a C, um, you know, thing, or if my brain trying to tell me I'm getting older. But baby, I make up words, and when they come out of my mouth, I was like, that was not what I was trying to say. Thank you, peace, love. Thank you. So again, yeah, I'm about to go for real this time. Thank y'all so much for taking this time with me. I am sending lots of peace, love, joy, and blessings your way. But remember, you're responsible for your own happiness. Love you guys. Bye.